Recently, Matthew Jackman spoke to us about Mad Pride, a social and cultural movement composed of current and former users of mental health services, as well as their allies. It advocates for individuals to be proud of their mad identity and views mental and emotional differences as a form of neurodiversity and valid human experience, rather than solely as deficits or illnesses to be cured. Matthew spoke about one of his life experiences.
One of the most powerful experiences probably was going through that extreme state, that manic episode, where I essentially had a breakdown of the self. I had a strip down of myself, spiritually, metaphysically. It was unexplainable. It was mystery. It was madness. It was pure madness. And I remember grieving. I remember wailing in a euphoric state at home with my housemates, and one of them was knocking on the door. I was saying, Matthew, what's going on? Is everything okay? I was listening to Enya, music that my mother I grew up with my mother in the 90s, New Age Enlightenment music, and that to me is another portal and pathway that I connect with spiritually with her. And I remember going through that experience and waking up the next day, and the next day I put on a dress. I'd just been at a party, and I drove out to Docklands, and I was still in this kind of elevated state, and I sort of walked around in this dress, and I remember thinking, oh my God, I am my mother. And I think that at that point I had that unison of they, them, I am multiple people. And in that manic episode, it wasn't just her. I was actually seeing myself as representative of communities and society. So at times in that period, I was actually going by we, us, because I saw myself as multi-people and a collective spirit, because the feelings of extreme states were so intense that I was feeling I was feeling community, not just my mother. And that was the gift again of madness, in that it enabled me to feel deeply like I hadn't felt before, because I'd grown up with so much trauma, so much grief, shame, loss, that I was very protective, and I found it hard to feel and hard to express. But the euphoric period, the extreme state of consciousness, took me out of that and entered me into a realm of feeling again, but feeling very deeply with multiple people, and feeling with community and society. And really a lot of those euphoric periods have often been about revelations about the world. So again, that period again took me back overseas and getting involved in human rights advocacy at an international level. As I often think very systemically, as a childhood survivor of trauma, I've had to think systemically my entire life. I'm a survivor by nature. So that period was both spiritually enlightening, and it regained my sense of feeling again and embodiment, but it also took me back to my purpose, which for me, my mother, my community, is about challenging those systems and structures that are oppressive to our communities, but also celebrating and honouring the wisdom of madness and the gifts that come with that. Yeah.
Wow, that's deep, man.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you for that story, and thank you for that insight into the wonderful way that your mind works.
Yes, the mad mind, as my partner says.
Fantastic. Thanks again,
thank
Matthew.
You. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
That's all for now. If you want to get in touch with us, send us an email. See you next time.